All right, let's get right into it. We all know Pokémon, right? I mean, it's a global giant, a total cultural icon. But what if I told you that in just the last few years, this nearly 30-year-old brand has had a growth spurt so huge, it's almost hard to believe. Seriously, this isn't just a story about nostalgia. This is a straight-up masterclass in modern branding. Just look at this number, 114 times. That's not a typo. In just 9 years, that is how much the Pokémon company's net profit exploded. We're talking going from a respectable 600 million yen in 2015 to over 70 billion yen. That's not a slow burn, folks. That's a rocket ship. So that just begs the question, right? The big one we're going to unpack here. How on earth did they pull that off? What is the secret sauce that turned a franchise we all love into, like, one of the most financially successful properties on the entire planet? Well, let me tell you, the answer is way more surprising than you think. Okay, so our story really kicks off with something I'm sure you remember. Think back to 2016. The world kind of went nuts, right? People were flooding the streets, parks were just packed, everyone was staring at their phones. Yep, that was the Pokémon GO effect, and it was the spark that ignited everything. But what's so wild about this is the timing. You see, there was a 20-year gap between the original games and Pokémon GO. So this wasn't just some random new game drop. No. It was a perfectly timed 20th anniversary release that weaponized 2 decades of nostalgia and turned it into a global phenomenon. We're talking over 1 billion downloads. Insane. And here's the brilliant part, the real genius of it. Who was actually playing? It wasn't just kids. The game was a total masterstroke because it hit 2 generations at the exact same time. First, you had the original 90s kids, people like me, maybe you, the return generation. We were now adults, with actual money to spend. But here's the unexpected twist. It hooked our parents. Yeah, people in their 50s and 60s who just loved that it got them out of the house, walking around. All of a sudden, Pokémon wasn't a kid's thing. It was for literally everyone. Okay, but here's the real secret, the part people miss. The true value of Pokémon GO wasn't just the money the app was making. Not even close. The company's COO, Utsunomiya Takato, he called it a catalyst, and that's exactly what it was. It just opened doors. Because the game had such a positive, healthy image, suddenly collaborations with luxury brands, airlines, even government agencies, they weren't just possible, they were easy. It gave the Pokémon brand a whole new level of cred. So you've got the whole world knocking at your door, wanting a piece of the Pokémon pie. The obvious move is to just say yes to everyone, right? Just cash in on all that hype. Well, this is where the story gets really interesting. Because Pokémon, they did the exact opposite. They stuck to one simple, incredibly powerful rule. Don't sell cheap. I mean, just try to picture it. You are sitting on top of the hottest brand on the planet. Every company you can think of, soda companies, snack makers, high fashion labels, they all want Pikachu on their stuff. It's a total licensing gold rush. The temptation to just open the floodgates and let the billions roll in, it must have been absolutely overwhelming. And that's basically the 2 roads they could have taken. You've got the easy path, say yes to everybody, make a ton of quick cash, but risk watering down the brand. If you see Pikachu on everything from toilet paper to tires, the magic just kind of disappears. Then there was the Pokémon path, the hard road. It meant saying no to a lot of easy money, all to protect the brand for the future. And this quote from their COO, man, it just says it all. We can't be a company that devalues Pokémon. That was it. That was the line in the sand. Every single decision, every single partnership was measured against that one simple idea. It was never about the quick buck. It was always about the integrity of the brand. So check this out. This is their actual decision-making matrix. Don't worry about all the tiny text. I'll break it down for you. Look at Plan A up top. The revenue, it says highly promising, but the impact on brand value, unfavorable. So what's the decision? Rejected. Nope. Now look down at Plan C. The revenue is just passable, kinda meh, but it's very beneficial for the brand. The decision? Approved. They will literally choose to make less money if it makes the brand stronger. Think about that. And here is the punchline. This is the payoff. All that discipline, it absolutely worked. But, and this is the key part, not right away. That massive 114x profit surge, it didn't happen when Pokémon GO was at its peak. Nope, it happened after all the hype cooled down, starting around 2022. By playing defense and protecting their brand when it was at its hottest, they built this incredible, sustainable, long-term value that is now paying off in a huge way. All right, so we know they have this super powerful philosophy of protecting the brand at all costs. But how does that actually work when they try to expand into new countries? Well, it turns out they have this incredibly methodical, repeatable, 4-step playbook that they're using to take over the world. But that brings up a really tricky problem. I mean, Pokémon is, at its heart, a video game brand. So what do you do when you want to launch in a massive market like, say, India, where Nintendo consoles aren't really a thing? How do you possibly get millions of people to fall in love with characters from a game they can't even play? The answer? Patience. A whole lot of it. This is their playbook step by step. Step 1, you don't sell a thing. Instead, you give the anime away for free on YouTube and TV, dubbed in all the local languages, just to get people to know and love the characters. Step 2, you gently weave Pokemon into daily life with cheap stuff like snacks and drinks. Step 3, you bring in the trading cards. It's a super low-cost way for people to get into the world and build communities. And only then, after years of laying all this groundwork, do you even think about introducing the actual video games. It's slow, it's methodical, and it's absolutely brilliant. So when you put it all together, saying no to short-term cash grabs, having this patient 4-step plan for global growth, it all boils down to one simple concept. They're playing the long game. But that raises a big question. How are they even able to do this when pretty much every other company on Earth is forced to chase quarterly earnings reports? Well, the answer is hiding in plain sight, in their unique company structure. You see, the Pokémon Company isn't a public company that has to answer to Wall Street. It's private. It's jointly owned by the 3 original creators: Nintendo, who publishes the games, Game Freak, who develops them, and Creatures, who handles the merchandise. The original Dream Team. And this is the absolute key to everything. Because they're private, they don't have shareholders screaming for short-term profits every 3 months. You could say their only real shareholder is the Pokémon brand itself. And that freedom allows them to make these tough calls, like saying no to a huge, lucrative deal that might hurt the brand. Decisions a public company could probably never get away with. Their corporate structure, that's their secret superpower. Which really leaves us with one last big idea to chew on. The whole Pokémon story seems to prove that the most powerful weapon in business, it might not be flashy marketing or the latest tech. In a world that is completely obsessed with instant results and fast profits, maybe the greatest, most powerful, most sustainable competitive advantage you can have is just patience.
喜欢这种学习方式，欢迎订阅我的频道，让我们一起用下一个10分钟，把商业英文变简单。